it's day 3 of EGX. So, played a load of indie games yesterday. Probably play a load more today, I think.
Well, we started off with Strange Brigade.
Yeah, we've played a bit of Strange Brigade already because we went straight there from the way in, so we'll tell you a bit about that later. Suffice to say, it was pretty bally good.
Tally ho.
So, yes, see you later. So it's the end of day 3.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's done and dusted. And
rip a piece, press F.
Definitely flagging.
Pay respects to day 3.
Yeah, definitely flagging a bit now, I think.
Yeah.
It's a long 4 days. But you know, we have fun and this place is chill out, so yeah. It's alright. It's alright. But yeah, so what do we do on day 3?
Well, we immediately played Strange Brigade.
Strange Brigade.
We mentioned earlier, I believe.
Yes, I think we did. But yeah, that was really fun.
That was good fun. Proper 1930s sort of tally ho sort of schlock.
Like action co-op thing, wasn't it really?
Yeah, third person. So not dissimilar in many ways to sort of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, there were definitely elements of Left 4 Dead in terms of the sort of hordes of things coming towards you and things like that. But
now with added sort of cooldown abilities and ultimates.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely want to play that when it comes out.
Apparently the levels are massive.
Yes, it's definitely, you can see where you're going as you go through the level and things like that. So.
Also there's a dirigible.
Yes, there is a dirigible. And all games with dirigibles have to be good. So yes, that was Strange Brigade. After that we played a load more indies really. So there was Lord Brook, was it 1978?
Oh yeah, that was sort of, have I taken acid skiing simulator?
It was actually a skiing manager and simulator.
Oh, it was a manager as well?
Yeah,
that
bit wasn't in the demo. But
arse around down a mountain?
No, it was very weird, like a sort of low poly. It was definitely no steep or anything like that.
It was pretty steep, Ian.
Yeah. But
I did notice the guy you were playing as had no feet. He was just sort of his ankles were glued to the skates.
Dystopian skiing world.
That's it. It's one of these games where it's like this is just this game, but there's a secret undercurrent of stuff.
So that was one thing. We went again into the Left Field collection, and we both had a go at a game called Waker, which was basically a minimalist bullet hell shooter. Yeah. Sort of. Although you could only shoot people once you'd sort of targeted them by
being. You couldn't just be near them. You had to literally be underneath them.
Yeah, and then it would lock on, and you'd be able to shoot. But while that was going on, there were just bullets flying everywhere. I mean, I've got no real experience with bullet hell shooters really, other than the bullet hell we got in when we played Hammerwatch. That wasn't really a bullet hell game. That was just lots of bullets.
But this was. I don't know if the build was bugged or something like that, but it promised sort of a different level every time you play. Yet every single time it was the same level.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Also played a game called Hyper Road, which was, I guess I should have realised it by the name, but it took me a little while to realise it was proper roguelike, where it's kind of things move when you move, and it had a lot of interesting mechanics where it had lots and lots of different biomes you went through, and there was a point where you'd go. You were in one area, and depending on which enemies you killed, depended on which colour you could go onto. So if you were on red and you killed a blue enemy and it exploded and sort of like blue paint almost, and painted all the
paint, there were slimes.
Well, yes.
See, I was falling asleep watching you play this, but even I picked up on you were in an alchemist's lab.
Yeah, and if you were then on blue, you could only be on blue. So there's a little bit of strategy there. But
then the enemies could only move on their respective colours as well.
Yeah. So but there was loads and loads of different areas, and it showed you at the end a big list of it must have been 20 plus different biomes that you could go through. So quite interesting actually. I wasn't expecting it when I sat down, but actually it was pretty interesting. After that you played with some trains, I think.
I did. I basically played with what is essentially Brio Simulator.
I was trying to remember what that was called. The wooden train sets.
Because you're too old.
Well, that's true. It's true. It's too long ago for me. So.
No, it's basically slot together wooden train track blocks and ride train up and down it. and you can even do stuff like put a big pyramid of blocks on the tracks and drive straight through it, which is always fun.
Yeah, I was commenting to the guy that you were putting a load of cardboard boxes on the track, like sort of Starsky and Hutch or something.
Yeah.
But it's quite cool. It's quite cool.
It's good. It's one of those games I could just see myself piddling around on for every now and then, just messing around. This is a free play option. They are adding a sort of passenger mode into the game where you have to sort of run it like a business, so you have to make stations and stops and all this sort of stuff.
All around the living room.
Yeah.
I don't mind. But it's quite cool. I think it's coming out quite soon, but I think they're planning to add quite a lot to it, so they're not quite sure what all the modes are going to be yet. It's a bit odd, but I guess they just want to get it out there. It's only going to be, I think it said $6.99 or something?
Yeah, it wasn't going to break the bank.
It's alright, isn't it? There's that. We also had a go at a game called Circuit Breakers, which was basically a
twin stick shooter.
Slightly mayhem twin stick. Almost a bit like something like Smash TV or something, where you're going from room to room.
The rooms varied wildly.
Yeah, I could probably play that again.
It was, it was nothing sort of groundbreaking or genre defining, but it was.
It did what it did very well, I thought. So.
And there seemed to be a system whereby killing enemies dropped sort of blue crystals, and you had to level yourself up, but it was constantly draining. So every time you leveled up, your attacks got better. So at one point, I had a guy with a chain gun, and once you got up decent levels with him, every time you fired it, you were just constantly being pushed back.
Right.
So you had to sort of go, well, I need to wedge myself in a corner here.
Yeah, whereas my guy had basically a straight line laser. You could just fire and take out a load of things in a row, all around the places you were going.
Yeah.
But we played that, and then we played a game called Genesis Alpha 1, which was a sort of cross between a starship builder and an FPS. So you're wandering around a ship, had all different places like a greenhouse and all these sorts of things.
Modules basically you need to keep the ship going and everyone not dying.
And you could send your ship out to get resources, and it'd come back with a load of aliens on it,
and then they'd infest your ship
and destroy half of the ship.
And you had to sort of go on a bit of a bug hunt, so literally crouch down and get in the service tunnels and things. And all alien growths appear at the wall. When these growths get to a certain size, it spawn new aliens.
Yeah, one of my connecting corridors depressurised, and I lost the hangar bay, which is quite authentic sci-fi, which is quite cool. But yeah. It was alright. It was early alpha, so
pretty bare bones.
We were trying to play it on keyboard and mouse, but it really wanted to be played with a controller, which didn't make sense for an FPS. So,
when we approached the sort of demo things, the keyboard was like shoved behind the monitor.
Yes.
It was like,
we had to retrieve it. But
proper input method, please.
Well, exactly. What else was there? Had a go at a game called Shape of the World, which was
spherical.
No, well, yeah. There's always one game, especially in the Left Field collection, where it's kind of, I don't know what's going on. This is just weird, kind of very abstract. So you were travelling through quite a prettily presented world with all sorts of weird aliens and things, and it kind of like you might have expected from a No Man's Sky, which would not sort of deformed dinosaurs.
People expected things from No Man's Sky. Actually, no, they did, and then it happened.
Yeah, it was cool. So you went to these little sort of like arches, and every time you went through an arch, it changed the colour of the world, and you got different wildlife, and it kind of changed how things worked in the world. And I did that for a while, and then I ran out of arches, and it wasn't quite clear what I was meant to do next. So.
That's not what I did. I found that you could fire seed things and create trees, and then found out that you could fire these seeds at these weird floating jellyfish things, which would then sprout a tree from their heads and then be floating around with a tree.
See, for me it was the opposite. I didn't fire seeds and create trees, I just destroyed all of the trees, and they made me travel faster. Which
look, I know about you. I watched Fern Gully, I'm onto you.
It's an interesting aspect for the world, isn't it? So destroy the environment and get to go faster. Yeah. It was a bit weird. Near the end, I played Going Sherpa, which I'd seen on the internet before. I think Jesse Cox was playing it, and it was a kind of mystery. You've died. You're a woman and you've died, and you're a little sort of like sprite. Travelling around.
Listen.
Kind of. And you have to sort of investigate your prior home, and figure out what's gone on. It seemed like 40 years had passed. Demons seemed to be knocking around and things like that. It was very interesting.
White Raven from the Citadel turn up.
Which was one of the demons. But yeah, it almost had an element of Metroidvania to it as well, because the actual house was split into different regions controlled by different demons, I think, and you couldn't travel into them at that point. I guess you had to do something to achieve that later in the game. But yeah, it was quite interesting. And then you played Tokyo Dark, I think.
Yeah, that was quite good. Anime sort of style point and click adventure game. It was quite interesting. There's a sort of a spin system, I think, is for attributes. So I think it was sanity, professionalism, investigation, and neuroses, and these were sort of values that went up and down depending on what happened to you.
Sure.
So, for example, if you threaten somebody, you might find out more and get some more investigation points. Then your professionalism will also go down.
Right. Okay. So you're balancing the asking the awkward questions with actually getting the information you need, kind of thing.
I guess other stuff happens to affect sanity and things, and I imagine you'll start seeing things that aren't there.
Yeah, cool.
But it was good. The story seems quite good.
That was about it for the day. We went through a talk about Stranger Brigade, but that was just the demo again, really. So it was pretty good.
We also played Pokemon Silver.
Yes. We went and found beanbags because we were knackered, and
I played
Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Gold, I think you're from.
Well, I'm sorry you picked the wrong version.
But yeah, it just came out, so I'm learning my way through Pokemon since I'm not an experienced veteran.
Hashtag scrub.
Yes. And Adam's playing it for the 60 minutes time, I'm sure. So yeah. But anyway, day 4 tomorrow, last day. I'm going to have to sit down tonight and figure out what things we haven't seen that I want to see. Probably a few more indies that I...
No Truce for the Furies?
Yes, you were looking at that, weren't you? That looked quite interesting, so that's one to play. If you can prize other people off it, it's quite a long story-based game.
Crowbars are for?
Yes. And there's I might try and get on the Age of Empires HD remake as well, but
Ian, you're not an Xbox One fanboy. You know, you're not gamer bro.
It's not. Yeah, but
you need to go with a snapback and a sort of obey.
That's the small Windows 10 island in the middle of the Xbox One. See, so yes,
it is a bit like a sort of phone booth or something in a post-apocalyptic world, just wrapped with vines.
That's right. So I might try and do that. See if I can get on. But it depends what the console is. So it's getting busier at the weekend anyway. So anyway, day 4 tomorrow. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.